Okay, a very good morning to everyone present over here. I, on behalf of EduBazar team, welcome you all for today's webinar. This is EduBazar's second webinar. We have already done our first webinar on 6th of June, which was for geological background in industrial sector. Today we are doing a seminar on academical sector for foreign PhD in chemistry. Okay, so our speaker will be Surya Pratap Singh. As you know, EduBazar, here we do webinars, workshops, coachings, and motivational speeches, as the first one was that. And we have already started our mock test series. One is for IIT-JAM Geology mock test series, and another one is GAT Geology mock test series, which uh, has started its field. And for chemistry, we have also introduced our IIT-JAM chemistry mock test series this July, and we have got many students, many participants are already present in the Telegram group, above 170 plus students, and we are also introducing the GATE chemistry mock test series this July. So all the links related to this mock test series, all the mock test series will be provided, are all given in the description box. If you are very much interested, do participate in it. Now these are the our paper setters for the mock test series. As you can see, all of them are coming from different IITs and renowned universities, and these are our GATE chemistry team. So now before we start our webinar today, I would like to introduce to our speaker. Our speaker is Surya Pratap Singh. He is presently pursuing his PhD in Kyoto University in Japan, and he has completed his master's from IIT Hyderabad and graduations from and graduations and has completed his graduation from Delhi University. So before I give the dais to Suryada, I would tell all the participants, do fill the feedback form and write your names correctly so that you can get the participant certificate according to that name. And all the links and all the description box, all the links related to the mock test series and all the questionnaires are given in the description box. And I would like to say, since this is an interactive session, I always want that students must give all their questions, and all the questions will be taken in through your comments, through your questions will be, you can write your questions in the comment section, and I'll convey all those questions to Pratap Singh, and he will deliver the answers. So Suryada, you can now share your screen, I guess.
Yes. See now. Your entire screen. I cannot share the slides. Maybe you need to give me permission. So can you see the slides now?
No, I actually cannot see your slide. It's not being presenting. It's showing you're presenting.
Okay, now it is okay. And now can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then thank you, Thank you, Pooja, for introducing me, and welcome everyone to the seminar today. And good afternoon from Japan, and good morning to India. So this is the July webinar organized by the EduBazar, and today I will talk about the scope of PhD in chemistry in a foreign country. And my name is Surya Pratap Singh, and I am a PhD candidate at Kyoto University, Japan. So before I start talking about the scope of PhD in chemistry in a foreign country, I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Surya Pratap Singh, and currently I am a D3, that means third year doctoral student at Hisao Yoshida Laboratory, Graduate School of Human and Environmental Studies, Kyoto University, Japan. And this is me standing in front of this Shirahige shrine. So in India we have many temples, in Japan we have many shrines, and this is one of the popular shrines. And these gates, they are called Tori Gate. So this is a very famous shrine, Shirahige shrine. Then this is the timeline of my life so far. So I was born in India in 1996 in Uttar Pradesh. Then I completed my basic education, high school and intermediate examination from Uttar Pradesh board in 2013. Then I came to Delhi to pursue my bachelor's in chemistry and completed my bachelor's in 2016 from University of Delhi. Then I appeared for the joint admission test for master's in chemistry and I qualified it. And upon counseling, I was allotted IIT Hyderabad. So I came to Hyderabad then and did my MSc in chemistry from IIT Hyderabad, and I completed my MSc in chemistry in 2018. Then I applied for the PhD position in Japan, and in 2018 October I came to Japan. And presently I am a PhD candidate at Kyoto University, Japan. And next, I don't know where, so somewhere. And this is in Japanese, Sugi Dokoka, next where. So this was the timeline of my life so far. Then I would like to share my journey on the map of the world. So this is the Google map of the world. Then if we enlarge and we focus on our beloved country, India, then you can see me. I was born somewhere here near Lucknow. I did my primary education here. Then I came to New Delhi, to the north part of India. And I stayed in New Delhi for 3 years, did my bachelor's in chemistry from the University of Delhi, Kirodimal College. It was a very good time. Then in Delhi, I prepared for joint admission test for master's IIT-JAM for like 3 months or 4 months. Then I took the examination, I qualified it, and then I came to Hyderabad.
Hello, sorry for the interruption, Suryada. It's not
Yes.
actually, the slides are not being shown. Means only the first slide is only being seen over here.
Oh, sorry. So can you see it now?
Yes, if you do I think so, if you do it in a slide mode, it would be much better, I guess.
So can you see the change of the slide?
Now is it in education in India?
Then?
No, it's not. I'm not being able to see the next slide. You're in the third slide, I guess, probably. Yeah, now you are in college and universities you attended. I can see that slide.
Okay, now.
Education in India.
I see. Why the slideshow is not working? Now can you see the complete slide?
No, I cannot see the complete slide. Only now the slide mode has been visible over here.
Okay. So I will try to share it once again.
Okay, no issue.
Robot mirroring don't show entire screen or browser window. So now is it visible, the slide, complete slide?
Actually, I think so. There is some issue with the slideshow. If you just
Okay.
show the slides one by one, I guess we can see is it working or not.
Okay. This is second slide, then third slide. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, then I will show in this slide mode.
Okay, fine. Carry on.
Then I was here so I want to share with you my journey on the map of the world. So this is the Google map of the world. Then if we enlarge the image, this is our country, India. So I was like born near Lucknow, and I completed my basic education from Uttar Pradesh. Then I came to New Delhi for my bachelor's, and then I went to Hyderabad for my postgraduate education, MSc in chemistry. So from born in the middle part of India, going to the north part, and then coming back to the south part of India. And then I came to Japan from India in 2018 for my doctoral studies. So I took a flight from New Delhi and I landed in Kansai International Airport in Osaka. And currently I am studying at Kyoto University and living in the city of Kyoto. The city is quite beautiful. So it has been nearly 2.5 years for me living in Kyoto. And it was a quite good experience. Then this is like college and university I attended. For my bachelor's, I attended Kirodimal College, and this is just a photo of like the front part of Kirodimal College. Then for my master's, I attended IIT Hyderabad, 2 years in IIT Hyderabad, and this is the photo of the hostel. Hostel are very nice. Then this is the photo of Kyoto University, Japan. This is the clock tower, and this is the main entrance gate of the Kyoto University, and you can see the name of the university in English and in Japanese here. So this was all about me. Then I will start talking about the scope of PhD in chemistry in a foreign country. So yesterday, or like 2 days or 3 days ago, I was just wondering about I was just searching about the QS World University ranking. So I made a list of top 200 ranking universities in different countries. So this is not a absolute order, but just a rough estimate. So as you can see, the first country with the most number of universities in top 200 ranking. So in general, there are like 45 universities, and in chemistry also there are 45 universities in top 200. Then on the second position is UK, 25 in general ranking and 21 in chemistry ranking. Then third is Australia, then Germany, Netherlands, Japan, Canada, Switzerland, China, South Korea, Sweden, France, Hong Kong, Malaysia, then Denmark, Italy, Belgium, Norway, then here were India, Singapore, Mexico, Chile, Ireland, Austria, Taiwan, Saudi Arabia, Argentina, Brazil. So as you can see, the most number of universities in top 200. Top 10 ranking is like South United States, UK, and Japan is also at number 6. So I think I am in a very good position according to the World University ranking. And in chemistry also there are like 10 universities in top 200. So like preferred destination for the students who want to pursue their PhD abroad, like these are the top 10 countries. First is United States. Everyone want to go to US. So this is the first preferred destination. Then UK. They also want to go to UK. Then Australia, Germany. Chemistry in Germany is very good. Switzerland also, there are some good universities. Then Japan, Netherlands, Canada, Singapore, Norway or Denmark. So these are the some of the countries where you can go to do your PhD, and these are the leading countries in the research and in academics. So now, since you have got the name of the country, then how to go about the PhD? So how to apply for the PhD? So I will tell you the procedure to apply for a PhD, although this is not like an absolute procedure, just a rough idea how to apply, because the procedure depends on from one university to another university. So the first step to apply for a PhD is learning about the PhD position. So there are various ways you can learn about the position, PhD position. So the first way is through the website of the chemistry department of the university or institution. So like, okay, you want to go to US and you want to go to California Institute of Technology, Caltech. Then you go to the website of Caltech, then you go to the Department of Chemistry. And then there are like the names of the professor, their research papers, group members. So you just go through the research, and in whichever professor or lab you're interested in, you just make a note. Then there are some websites like Nature Careers. So this is a website where you can just search about a position, available PhD position, vacant available PhD position around the world. Then there is another website called Find a PhD. So here also you can just search about the position of PhD. So they usually advertise the vacant PhD position. Then this is about PhD in Germany, DAD. Then this is Euroscience. This is also PhD in Europe. Then there are some social media pages, such as social media pages on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn also. So one of the pages, Dole pages. So if you follow this page, they regularly post the advertisement about the vacant PhD position throughout the world. Then this is also, the last point is also very important. You can talk to your seniors who are doing a PhD in a foreign country. So like if you want to go to Germany, and if you know someone who is doing a PhD in Germany, you can just talk to him or her and ask her experience of how she or he got into that position. So this is the first step, learning about the PhD positions. Then the second step is contacting a professor. Then there are many ways to contact a professor. First is just you can write an official email to the professor. So when you write the email, you just need to attach your recent CV and also a statement of purpose. So statement of purpose means it consists of three parts. First part is just introduction about yourself. Then what have you learned or gained the experience or your expertise. And third is like, why do you want to join the lab of that professor whom you are applying. So you just make these three parts and make a statement of purpose, CV, and just email a professor. Then second is by applying through graduate schools. So like in Germany, there are some institutes such as Max Planck Institute and Helmholtz Institute. So if you want to go to those institutes, you need to apply through the graduate school. Then third is also by applying through a website. So I already told you about some websites in the previous slide. So you can just apply through the website for an open PhD position. Then also like in some countries, mostly you need to appear for a test or an exam. Like if you want to go to US, there is this GRE general test and also GRE chemistry test, but this is not necessary. Some university like top 20 or top 30 universities, they ask for GRE chemistry test, but this is not necessary. Then TOEFL also. So GRE general test is just a general test of your aptitude and English, and TOEFL is I think necessary in US if you want to go to US. So TOEFL is a test of English as a foreign language. So this tests your English skills such as speaking, listening, writing, and reading. Then if you are going to Europe, you need to take either one of them. So it also depends on the university. So some university they prefer IELTS, or some university they prefer TOEFL. But sometimes it is not necessary. Similarly, if you are going to Australia, one of them depends on the university, but sometimes it is not necessary. Then if you're going to Canada, Canada also same English test, and then GRE. All the GRE is not necessary, but if you have good GRE score, so it is beneficial for you. So the good GRE score is I think 320, and in case of TOEFL, good score is I think 90 out of 120, and in IELTS maybe 7-pointer is good score. Then the fourth step is informal interview. Sometimes it is also not necessary, but sometimes you have to appear for an interview. So this may be an online interview over Skype, Zoom, or Google Meeting, etc., or a face-to-face interview. If it is a face-to-face interview, you need to come to the country like Germany or Japan and attend the interview in front of your professor, or maybe some other professors from the same department or graduate school. Then the fifth step is admission process. So if your professor accept you, then the professor will give you an offer letter and you can apply for the admission. So for admission, there are some documents required, such as a motivation letter or cover letter or statement of purpose. Then recommendation letter, you need at least 2 recommendation letter. Then academic transcript. So here you need the transcript of your master's and maybe degree certificate also. Then a language test certificate such as IELTS or TOEFL. And then a research proposal. This is sometimes not necessary. Then also, this is obviously very important, passport and visa. Then the last step is applying for the scholarship. So once you are selected in a university or laboratory, your professor will help you with the scholarship. So you don't need to worry about much, but sometimes you need to apply in advance. So some scholarships which are available in the world, it's like DART, this is for Germany, MEXT, this is for Japan, Marie Curie, this is I think in European countries. And besides, these are some famous scholarships, and besides these scholarships, there are also some other scholarships, like scholarships of the institute or university itself, then funding of the laboratory. Sometimes your professor, he has enough funding, so he can support your expenses, living expenses in a country like Japan or Germany, wherever you are applying. Then I will talk about more specifically PhD in Japan and how I got here. First, I will talk about how I got here, and then next, I will talk about other opportunities. So I got a scholarship which is called JICA Friendship Scholarship. So JICA is a Japan International Cooperation Agency. So how I got this scholarship? Here is a procedure. I applied for the scholarship. Applying for the scholarship, I applied for this scholarship by filling in application form and other documents such as mark sheets and maybe degree certificate. Then I appeared for an interview and qualified it, and then I was just provided a scholarship provisionally. Provisionally means that they said, okay, now you have a scholarship, and if you manage to get an approval from a professor in Japan, then you will be given a scholarship, and if you don't manage, you will not be given a scholarship. Then the second step was admission at Kyoto University. So I emailed the current professor. So when I emailed him, I attached my recent CV and also a statement of purpose, and he accepted me. Then I completed the admission procedure. I already told you the documents required, so I submitted all the documents to the graduate school office at Kyoto University, and then I got admission. And when I got the admission, I sent the offer letter to the scholarship providing company JICA, and then they said, okay, now you are selected finally for the scholarship. This was about how I got in Japan. And then there are other scholarships also, like for PhD in Japan. So first is MEXT scholarship. MEXT is Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology, Japan. So when is the application started? Application is started around March, April every year to start your PhD in the next year. So like if you are graduating in 2022, so you need to apply in 2021 in March, April. And in Japan, the academic year starts in April. Then there are some steps, and I will explain all the steps involved. The first step is applying for the scholarship at Japanese Embassy in India. So you need to go to the website of Japanese Embassy in India. They will advertise some advertise for the scholarship, mixed scholarship. You need to apply for there. So the documents required are, I think, similar documents are required everywhere: research proposal and brief idea of professor, laboratory, and graduate school. So this is not final. You can change on a later stage, but you should have at least a brief idea where you will be applying. Then second step is written test and interview. Written test is English test for 90 minutes at embassy, and if you qualify test, you will appear for the interview. So at this step, the documents required are degree certificate, recommendation letters, etc. Then the third step is getting an approval from professor. So once you qualify the interview, you will be given like preliminary certificate of passing mixed by post. So this is just okay. Now you may get the mixed if you manage to qualify approval from professor. Then get an acceptance letter from a professor in Japan and submit it to embassy by September end. And once you manage all these things, the final step is notification of final submission. So around December, you will be notified of your final selection. And the stipend that you get monthly is nearly 150,000 Japanese yen per month. And here I attached this link. This is the link you can follow to know more about the application process of mixed scholarship. Then there are other scholarships also. Scholarship by JASO. JASO is Japan Student Services Organization. So it provides two scholarships. First is this Monbuka Gakuso Honors Scholarship. This is some Japanese name. Then the second one is Student Exchange Support Program. The first is like for long term, second is maybe for short term, 6-7 months. This you can get for your master's or PhD. And I attach the links. You can follow these links. Then there is also a scholarship by JSPS. JSPS is Japan Society for Promotion of Science. And the name of the scholarship is JSPS Ron Paku Program. And I attach here links. You can follow this link to know more about it. Then there are also some scholarships by local government and organizations. And this is also another link to one of very famous portal in Japan. If you want to do your PhD or a job in Japan, this will help you. So maybe I will send all these links to the EduBazar and they can maybe share with you at a later time. Then I will talk about opportunities, IITs and opportunities at IITs and state universities. So this is just a screenshot I taken for the MOUs between IIT Delhi and various international institutes. So here you can see this is University of Waterloo, this is in Canada, then Graduate School of Management, Kyoto University. So you see that IIT Delhi has collaboration with many research institutes around the world. Country, you can see Canada, Japan, South Korea, Sweden, UK, Taiwan, Israel, Turkey, Brunei, Japan, Malaysia, Belgium, Norway. So IITs have a lot and better opportunities than state universities. So I don't know more about state university because I did not do my master's from there. But I think that IITs have obviously lot and better opportunities. Then I will talk about the opportunities available at IIT Hyderabad because I did my master's from IIT Hyderabad, so I know better what are the opportunities available at IIT Hyderabad. So first is the collaboration between IIT Hyderabad and Japan. So there are many programs, short-term programs and long-term programs. So short-term programs are Sakura Science Program and Genesis Program. So this is a picture, a team of IIT students visited Japan under the Genesis program. So maybe some Japanese professor hosted them. Then a Sakura Science Program. So these are some IIT students at Shizuoka University. This was affiliated with Sakura Science Program. Some of them are my classmates. She is Parmees, he is Rahul, he is Dheeraj. So all three of them were my classmates when they went to Japan. So these are some short-term programs, maybe Sakura Science Program, maybe I think for 8 or 10 days, and Genesis Program maybe I don't know, but maybe 10 days or 15 days. Then there are some long-term programs such as friendship scholarship, which I am getting. So in this scholarship, the JICA will support the Japan International Cooperation Agency, which gives the scholarship. They will support your study if you are doing masters, then for 2 years. If you are doing PhD, then for 3 years. And this is like a pie chart of the students enrolled. So you see Kyoto University, there are nearly 11 students of IIT Hyderabad enrolled in masters and in PhD. In University of Tokyo, there are nearly 20 students enrolled. In Osaka University, nearly 11 students. Then similarly in other universities, Ritsumeikan University, Kyushu University, Waseda University, Nagoya University, Kyoto University, Yokohama National University. So this is relatively less competitive program to come to Japan for your higher studies such as PhD. So this is like the opportunity which are available at IITs. So this was about IIT Hyderabad. I think every IIT has some collaboration with the foreign university. Then other is like joint doctoral program. So there are two joint doctoral program between IIT Hyderabad and Australia. So one is IIT-SUT. SUT is Swinburne University of Technology. Then second is IIT Deakin University. So these are the like, maybe you can do half of your PhD in India and half of your PhD in Australia in these universities. Then there are other programs also available like SN Bose Scholars Program. So this is maybe you can go to US in a university for maybe 3 months or 6 months, maybe 2 months. I don't remember exactly now. Then Innovative Asia Program. This is also to do your PhD or masters in Japan or maybe in other country also. And you can avail this scholarship also. And besides the official programs of the institute itself, IIT Hyderabad itself, there are like collaboration between IIT Hyderabad and foreign university professors. So one of my classmates, she is doing her PhD in Germany, and she went there through the collaboration between her professor and a professor in Germany. And I also know one student, he went to Australia. He also went through the collaboration between his professor and professor in Australia. So these are like additional opportunities available for IIT Hyderabad also, and I think other IIT also students. Then other opportunities such as best academic and research environment in India. I think IITs have the best academic and research environment in India. If you want to do research, just go to IIT. There are also some regional state university like Delhi University, maybe University of Calcutta, also doing some good job, but I think IITs are better than the state university. Then second thing is like IITs are an institute of international recognition. So if you go anywhere in the world and if you are in an academic environment and if you tell someone, okay, I am from IIT, so definitely he will know IIT. So when I came to Japan, I told my colleagues here that I am from IIT. So they were like very excited. Oh, so you are from IIT. Then you will make better connections. So I know students studying in nearly every IIT. I have friends in IIT Kanpur, IIT Bombay, Kharagpur, Roorkee. Then I have friends in IISER Bhopal. I have friends in Tiffer, Mumbai, ISC Bangalore, JNCS. I know some friends in US, Germany, Finland, Norway, Canada, Japan, China, Singapore, and other countries also. And last part is you will get better recommendation because all the professors in IITs, they have a very strong profile. So whenever you are applying for a PhD in a foreign country, you need recommendation letters. And if you get recommendation from a professor from IIT, it has impact. Then environment, India and abroad. So there are some pros of doing PhD abroad, like better research environment and more number of resources at your disposal. So for example, now I am working in Japan. So in it, I am using an instrument called gas chromatography. So in India, there were only 1 or 2 gas chromatography in a lab for all the students in a lab, and there are like 5 or 6 students. So for 6 students, only 2 equipments. But in Japan, like every student in the lab, they have their own gas chromatography. So what does it do? You have your own instruments, so you don't need to wait for your turn to come to use the instruments. So it takes less time to do research in India, to do research in a foreign country compared to India. So that's why you can publish results more fast in a foreign country. Then second is independence. You are independent in a foreign country mostly. India also nowadays young professors are joining the IITs and they are quite flexible. But in the old times, you were not so independent. For example, you operate many instruments on your own, like NMR and other instruments also you can operate on your own, so you can learn more. Then the third is flexible relationship with your supervisor. This is also a very important part. So in India, the relationship between a supervisor and his supervisor is not so flexible. It is that of a master and student maybe. But in foreign country, the relationship is like colleagues. So you can talk to your supervisor on a regular basis and also frankly. Then the fourth is like there are some advanced research facilities available in a foreign country. So one of them I listed here. So this is Spring 8 Super Photon Ring 8 Giga Electron Volt, and this is the image of the place. From the outside, it is seen like this. So this is a circular ring, and electrons are flowing continuously at a high velocity in this ring. And because of the continuous flux of electrons, X-rays are generated here. This is the inside of the facility. So this is like there are many instruments installed here in this ring. So this is only a small part. This ring is like circular, so you can go from one part to another part. And I think the circumference of this facility is like 1.5 kilometers. So sometimes we use cycles to go from one place to another place. And this you can see me, I am doing some experiment here at the Spring 8. So I did some experiments. I went there maybe 2 or 3 times. So such kind of advanced research facilities, these are not available in India. So I think there is one such facility available in India, in maybe Indore, but you cannot go there and do the experiments by yourself. You need to send your samples or your material to that institute, and they will do the experiment for you and they will send you results. So you will not get the experience. So this is also one of the advantages of studying in a foreign country. Then life as an international student. So this is the photo of all my lab members. So here he's my professor. His name is Hisao Yoshida. So the name of the laboratory is Hisao Yoshida Laboratory. Then I am here. This girl, she's from Japan. She's from Japan. He's from China. He's also from China. Then she's from Iran, and he's from Indonesia. He's from China. So like there are students from different countries. So they have their own mindset of research and also like general mindset. So you get a chance to interact with the students from other countries and share the ideas. So the life as an international student is very happy, and like you can get more exposure to both the research and the other aspects of life as well. Then there are also some fun activities. So I went on hiking to Mount Daimonji with my professor and lab mates. So he is the professor, I am here. These are some other lab mates. She is from Iran, he is from France, these are from China. So besides the research, we also do some fun adventures also sometimes. Then finally, I have some message for the students who are viewing this seminar. If you want to apply for a PhD in a foreign country, research experience is very important. So if you are a bachelor student, try to do a project. If you're a master's student, do a project or internship in India or abroad. And if you want to go to US, start practicing your English skills, such as speaking, and learn about GRE beforehand, how to apply for the GRE, how to prepare for the GRE, and other skills. And if you know someone who is in US and has appeared for the GRE, contact them. Then know about your research interest before starting your PhD and read some research papers in a similar field. And then learn some tools, skills such as MATLAB. And if you're going to do some computation, learn Python or other languages which are necessary. Then that's all for today. Thank you. Dhanyavad. And this is in Japanese. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you so much for your words, and the slides will be very much effective for all the students who are going to do PhD or looking forward for the PhDs. So I have a very long sort of questions for you, which I'm going to convey to you. Okay. So will I start now?
Yes, okay.
Okay. So question given by Suraj Kumar. Is it possible without GRE or TOEFL? Can we join PhD in foreign universities?
Okay. So maybe. Yeah, so as I have told you, like if you are going to Europe or Australia or Canada, sometimes the TOEFL or IELTS is not necessary. So yes, you can join a PhD in Europe, like Germany or Denmark or some other country without TOEFL. But sometimes it is necessary, but sometimes not necessary. So you can join.
Okay. Next question is from Milan Jana. What is the difference between PhD or postdoc in foreign and in India? What are the differences?
Difference is the environment. Maybe. Yeah, this like I told you, the research environment. The research environment is difficult. So like more number of resources are available at your disposal. So I told you like gas chromatography, I use gas chromatography, and there are only 1 or 2 gas chromatography available in a lab. But here in Japan, every student has their own gas chromatography. So they can do their research quite fast. They don't have to wait. Similarly, like NMR, when I was in IIT Hyderabad, I need to book a slot for the NMR. So the time like will come after 5 days or 6 days. And if I'm using some sensitive organic compound which is like unstable, stable for a very short period of time, then it is not good because by the time I get the NMR, the compound will be decomposed. And second is like independence. You are very independent with your research, and also some advanced facility which you can get like Spring8. This is in Japan. Other countries also they also have similar facilities. So India, the environment is not so good, and also yeah, there are some good things about PhD in India. So like you get 5 years, and if you are in a very good lab, maybe some good institute like IISc and your professor is very good, then you can publish more number of papers than if you are studying abroad. Like in Japan, only 3 years. In India, 5 years. So in 5 years, you can publish more number of papers, but that depends on the lab you have joined and the professor. So okay. I think outside is better than India.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next question is from Sahil Yadav. He is asking, kindly tell us regarding GRE, what GRE is, and from where to prepare in which country this GRE is mandatory. Again, the same question is they want to know what is GRE.
So as I told you before, GRE is required if you are going to US. So there are 2 kind of GRE test. One is GRE general test. One is GRE chemistry test. This is subject test. So if you are going for chemistry, you need to appear for the chemistry test. But this GRE chemistry test, this is not necessary most of times, because I know maybe 4 or 5 students who are doing their PhD from US, they did not take this exam. So GRE general test, this is necessary if you are going to US. So GRE general test, there are some websites which are helpful. So maybe one is Magoosh, Magoosh. So they provide some material to prepare for the GRE. general test. And also like GRE is conducted by ETS. So ETS is a company in US. So you can like purchase some material from Amazon or from some other website. It costs around 500 or 600 rupees. Or if you know someone who already appeared for the GRE, you can contact him or her and just ask her if he has some material, then he can give you. So in this way, the best option is just to contact someone who has already appeared for GRE.
Okay, that means they can contact you also for your help.
Yeah. Yes, obviously.
Okay. Okay, the next question is from Sweta Tiwari. Sir, what would be the first step? Means how will you come to know about this foreign PhD? Means how will some person be knowing how to move forward for this type of PhD, I guess.
Yeah, so like as I told in this slide, the first step if you want to apply to a foreign PhD is learning about the PhD positions. So there are various ways. First is just go through the website of chemistry department of university or institution. So sometimes they advertise a vacant position. So like in a lab, they will say, okay, there is one vacant position for a PhD. Students, if you are interested, just contact the laboratory or maybe graduate school. Then there are also some other websites like Nature Careers. Here you can just fill in like particulars, like you want to go in chemistry, then PhD, then funded PhD. So they will give you some options. Then this is find a PhD. This is also very good. You can find a PhD in any country. Then this is for Germany. This is for Europe. And maybe at a later part, I also shared about maybe about Japan also. Yes, so this link is like for Japan. So they also provide some open positions for PhD in Japan. Then there are also some social media pages such as Dole pages. So I followed this page and they are posting information regarding PhD positions in mostly Europe. So you can go through these pages and then also you can contact some of your senior who is doing PhD in a foreign country. So these are the various ways you can get to know about available vacant PhD position.
We have another question from Yogesh Kumar. Sir, does funding provided by foreign university is sufficient? And in Japan, what are the living expenses?
So generally, I think the funding provided by the university or some other sources, I think it is sufficient. So I will tell you my experience. So I am getting nearly 150,000 Japanese yen per month as a scholarship. And like living cost depends on the city where you are living. So currently I am living in Kyoto. So Kyoto is like not very expensive, not very expensive. But if you are living in a city like Tokyo, Tokyo is very expensive. So the living expenses depends on the city where you are living. So currently, if I tell you my expenses, so the room rent is nearly 40,000 yen per month. Then there are other expenses such as internet bill, telephone bill, gas bill, water bill. So if I like include all of these expenses together, maybe 100,000 at most I can spend 100,000 and still I can save 50,000 in per month. Also it depends on your lifestyle. If you want to like live a lavish lifestyle, then you may not be able to save. But if you are living a normal lifestyle, you will be able to save. So this was about expenses in Japan. And I also think similar is applicable to other country also. So there is one of my friend who is doing his PhD from University of Florida. So he told me that he was getting $2,000 per month, and he was able to spend maximum $1,200. So he is still saving $800 per month. So I think, yeah, if you are living a good life, not very lavish or luxurious life, then yeah, you can save, and the scholarship is enough. And also there are some opportunities for doing part-time job if your scholarship allows it. So by doing part-time job, you can also earn some extra money for your pocket money.
I guess after doing so much of PhD work, they will be getting time for doing part-time work.
Yeah, it
Okay.
depends on the person and the type of PhD. So in organic, you need more time in the lab because you need to do many things and you need to present in the lab. But like if you are doing some work in computational chemistry, then you don't need to stay in the lab for a longer period of time. Just like you are working from a computer, you are running a program, just run the program, and then you can leave and go do anything you want.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Another one interesting question I have got, that is, sir, how would you know about the scholarships? Means all the scholarships. He is talking about scholarships not only on Japan, other than Japan.
So scholarship, like there are some scholarship, very famous scholarships such as this is DART, this is in Germany, maybe Marie Curie, this is in Europe, next is in Japan, and for US there is no specific scholarship. You need to apply for GRE and TOEFL, and if you are qualified, then you need to select a university, and once you are get an admission in a university, they will give you some teaching assistant job, and based on that teaching assistant job you will be given scholarship. So the most important part is the first part, this part, contacting a professor. This is very important part. So if you contact a professor and if he accept you, then he will help you. I mentioned here, maybe next page, once you are selected in a university or laboratory, then your professor will help you with your scholarship. And yes, and these websites, these are quite helpful. They also give information about the available scholarships.
Okay, next question is from Spriti Joshi. She is asking, how should we prepare our CV? Like which kind of things, like internship, workshops, should we attend? And also how many internships should we do which would look much impressive? Means how to make our CV more interesting so that our professors accept us. That's the thing.
Okay, so there are two things in making a CV. First is the format of the CV, making the CV. So you can make a CV either using the MS Word, but that is like everyone uses that. So what is different about you? So you can use some other tools such as LaTeX. Some of them they use LaTeX, maybe LaTeX, and also there are some websites available such as CV Maker. So you can make your CV over there. So this was about the how to make the CV. Then, as I told you, research experience is very important. So if you are bachelor's, I think in India it is not usual to do a project in bachelor's, but if you are master's, yes, in IITs they do the project for 1 year. So doing a project is important, and internship also. So if you can do an internship in India, that is good. If you can do an internship in abroad, that is also good. So like if you are a master's student and after first semester of your master's, you will get maybe one month or 1.5 months of holidays. So in those holidays, you can do an internship. You just email the professors which you are interested in that I want to do a internship. So some of them will reply and you can do an internship. This is very important. Research experience is very important. But like some students, they are from state universities and it is not easy for them to do an internship. So for them, they need to build other aspects such as they need to get a very strong CGPA or percentage in their examination, and they need to qualify some other competitive exams such as GAT or other competitive exam also. So they can make up by their grades and other competitive exams if they don't have such experience.
Okay. Next question is from Bishwarup Shaha. When you
Mm,
applied for JICA scholarship.
okay. JICA. JICA. So this is scholarship only available to the IIT Hyderabad students. So this is, I think, not for other students, students in other IITs. So I applied for this scholarship when maybe I was in the third semester of my master's. So then I applied for this scholarship. There was advertisement. I filled in the form. I attached some additional documents such as my CV or mark sheet. Then there was an interview. Maybe I already told you. So I applied for the scholarship in the third semester of masters. Then I applied for an interview, qualified it. Then I was provided scholarship provisionally. So this JICA Friendship Scholarship, this is for only for the IIT Hyderabad students.
Okay. Okay. Next question is from from Bhagyas Datta. Is it difficult to adjust in foreign country being an Indian? I mean the means food habits. Actually, that's a question for every student only, because going from one place to another, how to adapt in another environment.
Yes, yes. So yeah, food is one of the things that you should keep in mind. So Japan, if you are a non-vegetarian, then it is okay because there are many non-vegetarian food available. Most of the seafood such as fish, crabs or other things. But if you are vegetarian, it is slightly difficult, but not impossible, because I'm also a vegetarian and I'm living in Japan for like 2.5 years and I manage my food. So in Japan, there are some Indian online stores available. So they just order the items from India and then they sell in Japan. So you just make an online order and they will deliver your all the Indian groceries, including the oil, rice, wheat, flour, everything is there, and they will deliver you within 3 days. But you have to cook by yourself. That is like cooking is. You need to learn cooking if you are a vegetarian, if you're living in a foreign country. Also, there are some students. I know one student. He also got this scholarship which I am getting, and he was in Tokyo. So maybe he was a master's student, so not so experienced. So in the beginning, he could not find some good vegetarian food, and maybe he was not in contact with other Indian students. So in the beginning, he got some food poisoning. So yeah, if you are a vegetarian, it is slightly difficult. You need to learn to cook by yourself. And the second thing is, like in Japan, going out with your professor in lab mates is quite common. Nowadays, since it is COVID-19 pandemic, we are not going outside much. But generally we go outside. So like in many Japanese restaurants, there are not many options available for vegetarian persons. So sometimes I go with them, okay, they are eating a lot of things. I am eating only vegetables. So yeah, sometimes it is difficult, but you can manage if you cook by yourself. And also adapting to a foreign country, food is one thing. Second thing is the culture and language. So if you are going to US, maybe they also speak English, so you don't have any problem. But if you are going to a country like Germany or Japan, Germany they speak German, Japan they speak Japanese. So when I came in Japan for the first time, it was very difficult for me to adjust because everything was in Japanese. I go to supermarket, the name of the grocery or vegetable or anything you go to buy, it is in Japanese. I came to laboratory, the emails are coming in Japanese. I met my lab members, they are speaking in Japanese. And I was just like, what are they speaking? I don't even understand. But if you, then I started learning Japanese and now I can like understand basic Japanese. So if you are going to a country like where English is not their primary language, it is better to learn their language beforehand, at least basic level, Japanese or German. So these are the two things. And third is culture. So you also need to adjust between the cultures, because the culture of India and culture of a different country is quite different. So I can tell you about the Japan. So Japanese person, they are not so direct. Like in India, if you do something wrong in a lab, your professor will say, okay, you have done this wrong, please do it correctly. But if you are in Japan and you have done something wrong, they will not say you directly that you have done this wrong. They will say, are you sure? Are you sure you've done it correctly? So you need to like think in a way, okay, he's saying that, are you sure? That means you have done it wrong. And also, Japanese are quite good persons. They are very helpful, very polite. But there are some in other countries like Germany. I have also heard that people are not so polite. So you need to also learn how to adjust with the culture in a foreign country. So 3 things are important: food, language, and culture.
Okay. The next question is from Srijan Maji. He is asking about when do we apply for any other institute, means like USA or other institute after cracking GRE, means after getting qualified for GRE, then only I will go to the professor and ask about, or we will contact the professor after our GRE scores, or before that.
Yeah, so contacting is usually after qualifying your GRE, but you should you should keep in mind that name of some of the professors in US whom you should apply. So in case of GRE, the admission to a university also depends on the score you scored in GRE. So if you are scoring a low score below 300, then it is difficult to get in a good university. But if you are scoring good like 320 or more than 320, then you can go in a very good institute. So you need to analyze by yourself how much you would be scoring. And if you are scoring good, then okay, you can go to some of the good universities. And then also the procedure after qualifying the GRE is to apply for the university for the admission. And I think the fees for applying for the admission in a US university is nearly, on an average, it is $80. So generally students apply to 9 or 10 universities. So this should be based on number one, your interest, which field you want to work. Then number second is also your GRE score, TOEFL score, and third is like how is the professor, how is the lab, how is his research, is he publishing on a regular basis. Then like number of publications and the quality of publications also. So it is good to know about the professor before qualifying the GRE, because after qualifying GRE it is slightly difficult to do everything after qualifying GRE.
Okay, I have another question that is from Satapurna Sinha. She is asking, she's a student from Calcutta University. She is asking, can she apply for a foreign PhD, or which university would be best for her? How she can get the chance?
Okay, yeah. If you maybe completed your masters, or if you are in the second year of your masters, you can apply to a PhD in a foreign country. No problem, I think so. Then it is up to you. You have to decide the first thing you need to consider when deciding is interest, your research field of your interest. So in which research field do you want to do your PhD? So the second thing is which country do you want to go? There are good universities and good professors in nearly every field in any university. So if you want to go to US, then okay, you need to go to the websites of the universities or institutes, then go to the faculty, professors, then go through their research. Okay, I found this one interesting. Then you proceed in a similar manner. So it depends on your interest of your research and also the country. You can apply, I think, no problem.
Okay, many are asking about the collaborations NITs are doing with foreign countries.
NIT. NIT, I don't know much, but I think there should be some collaborations between NITs and other foreign countries. I know one student. She was at NIT. I forgot the name. It is in Hyderabad. So she got a position in Singapore. So I think, yeah, there are some collaboration, but not as many as in IITs.
Okay, another question, one relevant question from anyone. So Momita Jana is one such who is asking this question is, you said that the fellowship will be given for 3 years, right?
Yes.
And if the research is not completed within 3 years, how will a person survive there?
Yes, that is often, not often, but yeah, sometimes that is the case. So yeah, in Japan, the official timing of the scholarship is only 3 years. They will give a scholarship you for 3 years, and if you are not able to complete your PhD within 3 years, the scholarship will be discontinued. So then there are other options available. So first is that you can contact your professor and ask him if he has some funding in his lab and he can support you with your living expenses and maybe tuition fees. So the first thing is ask your professor. Sometimes they have a lot of funding, so they can support you. The second is there are some other scholarships available for a short period of time, maybe for 6 months or 1 year. You can apply for those scholarships. Third is if you cannot manage either the first two from your professor or in the scholarship, then there is a third option of doing part-time jobs. So you can do part-time job like for 2 days or for 1 day. 1 day I think not enough, 2 days or 3 days. And yeah, it will slightly affect your research, but you need to manage it. So I know here in Japan some students, so they could not complete their PhD in 3 years. So some of them, they are doing part-time job. One of them, he is doing part-time job. One of them, his professor is supporting him. And yeah, it depends from one laboratory to another laboratory, but I think it is not a problem because you have already spent 3 years or 3.5 years, so you have enough experience and knowledge of getting a scholarship in a country. So I think that should not be a problem.
Okay, and this will be today's last question, I guess. There are many questions. Actually, the questions are all related to funding. Okay, so I guess if you share your PPT or all the links, the students will it will be very much helpful to the students so that they can actually go through those links and get the idea about it. Means everybody is questioning regarding the funding, so because as you can see, funding is a very important factor how we can go up from. So that is the important thing they are asking. And one more thing, the question which is from, I guess, Yogesh. No, sorry, his name is Spriti Joshi. Does the IITian, being an IITian, does it helps takes you a step forward from the other students in getting abroad PhD?
Yeah, it depends, but yeah, obviously, if you have done your masters from IIT, you have a better chance to get a PhD. But if you have not done from IIT, it does not mean that you cannot do your PhD from abroad. Like if you want to go to US, it does not matter from where you have done your masters because you need to apply for GRE, and anyone can apply for the GRE. So even if you have not done your masters from IIT, you can apply. You can go to US and also in Europe. But if you have done your masters from IIT, that is a very good thing, and you get more chances. So one of the, like I told you, the collaboration between the IITs and other foreign university. Second is the collaboration between your professor and some other foreign universities. So your professor can directly recommend you. Like one of my classmates, she got in Germany. And third is like IITs are well known throughout the world. So when I came to Japan, there was one student with me from IIT Bombay. So he was also given the scholarship. But after coming to Japan, we need to also apply. Also need to appear for the entrance examination. So I was applying for the entrance examination to PhD, and he was applying for the entrance examination of MSc. So I qualified, but he could not qualify. But again, then since he was from IIT Bombay, he applied to a job in artificial intelligence. So only because he was from IIT Bombay, he got a job. And I think his salary is better than the scholarship, more than the scholarship. So yeah, it is like beneficial if you are from IIT. Everyone knows IITs.
Okay, so I guess for the question sessions today, you is stopped right now. All the questions are
Oh,
similar type. So thank you so much, Surya, that you have
thank.
given your so much of time. And any queries, if students more questions are there, we'll send it to you through mail.
Mm-hmm.
And you can send your PPT. I guess that will help the students, or the links. If you have said that you would be telling about the links, they can get through that and contact you also. If some of you want to contact you, I guess they can contact you also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for having me today. And I will share this PPT with you, and then you can share maybe with the student. And also I will share my email address so that the students can contact me in future. And I will be happy if someone, at least one or two or maybe more, they get some help and they get a PhD position in the country like Germany or somewhere anywhere in abroad. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your immense time. And I would like the students to tell that please fill up your feedback form. Otherwise, we won't be able to give you your certificates. And please sign it, means do it right now so that we can send you the certificates within 24 hours. So all the students are requested to fill the feedback form right now. Thank you so much, Surya. We will again contact with you, and it's a very lovely time. We have spent the morning very nicely. Thank you, and
Yeah,
all the
thank
best
you.
for your life also.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I